All right, so in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to sketch the sum of two functions. So you should automatically know that the sum implies that we're going to be adding two functions and graphing that corresponding graph. Okay, so I'm given two functions here, y is equal to f of x and y is equal to g of x, and we want to sketch the sum. So we're going to be adding f of x to g of x. And it's actually quite a simple procedure. To make this a simple procedure, it's always good to start with a table of values. So as you see on the right-hand side here, I have a table of values. We're going to pick some x values, and we're going to fill in the rest of the table here, okay? So first thing you want to do is you want to pick some x values, okay? I'm going to pick -2, and I'll increase by 1. So -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and I'll pick another point for good measure. Okay, so just pick some x values, and you're just going to read off points off your graphs. So the first graph we're going to read off points off of is f of x. So f of x is right here. It looks like some sort of parabola. So we're going to start with the value x is equal to -2. So if I draw a vertical line up to the graph, you can tell that at x is equal to -2, my corresponding y value is going to be 5. Okay, let's keep going here. At -1, my corresponding value is 0, so that's the x-intercept. At 0, my corresponding y value is going to be -3. Okay, and at 1, I'm going to have what looks like a vertex there, which is at 1 comma -4. And at 2, I have a corresponding y value of -3. So let's keep going here. At +3, I have a corresponding y value at 0. And finally, at 4, I have a corresponding y value. Looks like it's at 5. Okay, so just fill in the table. Make sure you're reading your points correctly. And it doesn't matter, like you didn't have to choose the points I did. You could have chose completely different points, but that's okay. So let's keep going here. Y is equal to g of x. We're going to read off some points. So at x is equal to -2, you need to tell me what is the corresponding y value on g of x. So we're looking at this linear graph now. At -2, the corresponding y value on the linear graph is going to be -1. Okay? Sorry, let's keep going here. So -1, we have a 0. Okay. At 0, we have a point right there at 1. Okay. At 1, we have a corresponding y value of 2. Okay, at 2, we have a corresponding y value of 3. And as you can see, there's some sort of pattern going on. The rest of the points are going to be 4 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to erase all this here so we know what's going on. So once you filled in the table of values for each of your given functions, we're just going to calculate the sum. So remember, h of x is equal to f of x plus g of x, and that's given in your question. So to find your points on h of x, all you have to do is add your corresponding y values for each of your functions. So if I add 5 plus -1, I get +4. 0 plus 0 gives me 0. -3 plus 1 gives you -2. -4 plus 2 gives you -2. -3 plus 3 gives you a 0. 0 plus 4 is +4. And finally, last point is 10. Okay, so there are my corresponding y values on the h of x function. So from here, you just plot your points. But what are you plotting here? Well, here are my x values, and here are all my y values. Okay, so the first point we're going to plot is -2 comma +4. So right there. Okay, next point is -1 comma 0. Okay, which is right there. Okay, and then 0 plus -2, or sorry, 0 comma -2 is right there. Okay, and 1 -2 is going to be right here. All right, 2 comma 0 right there. Okay, and 3 comma 4. See if I can find that point right there. Right there. And finally, 4 comma 10. It's going to be on the last point that I'm going to be plotting here. So right there. Okay, if I join these points, you want to use a nice smooth curve. Okay, if I use a small or smooth curve, I'm going to get something that looks like this. So, okay, connect my points. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, there's your graph. Okay, and we'll label it. This is h of x. So it looks like a quadratic, but it may not be because you still need more points to actually see that. So that's how you sketch the sum of two given functions.